In the previous class, we have completed the causes of the First World War. And after the First World War, what happened? And what are the consequences of the First World War? Today, we are going to discuss. So, this is about the world after the First World War. And you know, the First World War ended by 1918. After the end of the First World War, after so many discussions, some treaties were done between the victorious and the defeated countries. Among them, the Treaty of Versailles. It is an important treaty. The treaty was done between the Allied powers and the defeated powers. Thus, the treaty was held in Paris. In Paris, the Palace of Glass. The Palace of Glasses. So, under this treaty, the victorious powers laid so many humilious terms and conditions. Humilious terms and conditions were imposed on the defeated countries in the Treaty of Versailles. And also, the major empires, Austro-Hungarian Empire or Ottoman Turkish Empire, were dissolved and broken into pieces, and they became either democratic and republics. Republic of Turkey and Democratic of Austro-Hungary. And also some new countries were formed after this breakup. These are the new countries were formed after the Treaty of Versailles are the Austria, Hungary, Yugoslavia, Czechoslovakia and Estonia, Latvia, Finland, etc. These are the important newly formed countries. So, these are the important things about the Treaty of Versailles. Okay, the terms and conditions which were imposed on the defeated countries are two types. One is the monetary terms and the territorial terms. So, what are the monetary terms and territorial terms? So, under the monetary terms, total the Allied powers, the victorious powers came to one conclusion that for all the loss, only the defeated countries, especially Germany, is the responsible for that First World War. So, how much they lost in that First World War? At least they wanted to recover that amount from the defeated countries. So, they imposed compensation on Germany and other defeated countries. These comes under the monetary terms. Under the monetary terms, the victorious countries imposed the compensation for the First World War on the defeated countries. Okay, what are the territorial terms? Territory means it is the land's territory, belongs to land. And these territories, so large amount of the territories of Germany were given to the France and other countries. And also in the Ottoman Empire also, their colonies in Africa are also distributed to the victorious countries. So, these are the effects of the Treaty of Versailles. If you get a question about the Treaty of Versailles, you have to write the answer like this. The Treaty of Versailles was held in 1919 in Paris at Palace of Glasses, and in this Treaty of Versailles, so many humilious terms and conditions were imposed by the victorious countries on the defeated countries. Among them, these are the two types of terms are imposed, the monetary terms and the territorial terms. Monetary terms is nothing but, so imposed the compensation on the defeated countries, it is the monetary, and territorial countries, the defeated countries' territories were distributed among the victorious countries. These are the territorial terms. So due to that, with the result of the Treaty of Versailles, finally the great empires, Austro-Hungarian Empire and Ottoman Turkish Empire were broken up into small nations. They became as the republics, democratic republics, and after that, after the division, some new countries were formed. These new countries were Austria, Hungary, Yugoslavia, Czechoslovakia, Estonia, Latvia, Finland, etc. So this is about the Treaty of Versailles. In Treaty of Versailles, the new organization was formed. That organization is called as the League of Nations. This League of Nations was formed on the 11th January 1920. In the beginning, it had only 58 members. 58 members. So what is the League? It is a group of nations, group of some countries. What is the aim? What is the aim of this League of Nations? You may get the question about what are the main objectives or the aims of the League of Nations. Or you may get the question, write about the League of Nations. How can you write? So League of Nations was formed after the Treaty of Versailles, after the First World War. It was formed on 11th January 1920, and at that time only 58 members were there in the League of Nations. And the main aim of the League of Nations, to prevent the wars. Prevent the wars. How can they prevent? To prevent the wars by solve the disputes among the countries by the negotiations. Negotiations means discussions, with the discussions. And also to reduce the armament. It means disarmament. Try to disarmament. To disarmament. It means reduce the arms. Reduce the arms in the world. So when we reduce the arms, automatically it leads to the peace. So finally, to prevent the wars and maintain the peace is the important aim of the League of Nations. But its objectives, its main aim was closed, and League of Nations failed to prevent the Second World War. And we know about the Second World War. So finally this League of Nations failed to prevent the future wars. But somewhat it helped in the sections of welfare. So for the labor welfare, for the health sector, so the League of Nations worked more. So many success stories about the League of Nations in the field of health and welfare sector. But they failed in only prevent the wars in the future. So this is about the League of Nations. So League of Nations was established in 1920, 11th January 1920. It had 58 members at the beginning, and also the main aim of the League of Nations is to prevent the wars and maintain the peace in the future, and also to reduce the arms, or otherwise, how can we call it, disarmament. Try to disarmament, and to settle the disputes among the countries by the negotiations. So finally the main aim is to stop the wars in the future, and also for the welfare and other departments. But of course they failed in preventing the future wars. the League of Nations worked enough in the health sector and the labor welfare sectors.